I just wanted to upload this quick video about the Bitcoin dominance because we're potentially seeing a change here that we haven't seen in a long time. So, you know the deal. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe down below. If you want to get on my email list, first link in the description down below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and our free public Telegram. The links are down in the description below. So, this is the Bitcoin dominance, and what it is simply the ratio of the market cap of Bitcoin versus all the other altcoins combined. So what it means when the Bitcoin dominance trends up, it's an oscillator between 0 and 100. 100% dominance for Bitcoin means Bitcoin is the only coin that survives. 0% dominance means all the other altcoins are there and Bitcoin is 0. So as you can see, Bitcoin is now 44% of the entire market cap. And you can see here on the chart, this represents the fluctuations when Bitcoin takes dominance. So what this means is quite simply when this chart trends down, it means Bitcoin is losing dominance and altcoins are gaining dominance relative to Bitcoin. Keep in mind, this does not show you a direction. This can move up or down regardless of whether the price is moving up or down. But what it does indicate is when it is a good time or a more optimal time to be fully positioned in Bitcoin or heavily positioned in Bitcoin, and other times when it's better to be fully or heavily positioned in altcoins to be able to gain the maximum performance from the crypto markets. Okay, so as you can see over here, from the whole 2017 bull run, you can see altcoins were massively gaining dominance, and it would have been better to be in altcoins for the most part because they would have outperformed Bitcoin. But at the end of the bull run, this was the very peak of the 2017 bull run in January 2018, you can see that came to an end. And from that point onwards, Bitcoin gained dominance. And this is where it shows you very nicely that 2018 was a bear market. Obviously, the prices went down, but the Bitcoin dominance went up. So even in a downwards or bearish trending market, Bitcoin can increase in dominance. And in hindsight, we know, of course, that in 2018, it would have been better to convert all your altcoins to Bitcoin and only start buying altcoins again once the trend changed. So throughout this whole move up, you would have generally been better off. Of course, there's exceptions to this rule and there might be individual altcoins, but in general, we know that Bitcoin lost less of its value compared to altcoins in general. Bitcoin, throughout the whole 2018 bear market, only lost just over 80% only. But altcoins lost as much as 99% of their value, right? So you would have been better off just holding Bitcoin and losing less of your value through that bear market. And also on top of that, Bitcoin was also one of the first coins to recover, which it usually does. Bitcoin leads and then the money flows over into the altcoins and the altcoins follow. So during this period of Bitcoin dominance, you would have been better off being heavily weighted in Bitcoin or maybe completely weighted in Bitcoin. Okay, and what we can see here, you can see the circles. When the price broke back above the 200 moving average, okay, there's a daily chart, 200 moving average. When we broke above there, you can see that the Bitcoin dominance went on a big run, meaning Bitcoin outperformed altcoins. Same thing over here in May 2019. We had a nice run here on Bitcoin dominance. And again, if you go and compare this on the chart to the Bitcoin price and the altcoin prices, you would have been better off in general holding Bitcoin. Now, we've had an altcoin outperformance from late 2020 all the way up to the end of May last year when the markets crashed. That was the time to be in altcoins to really outperform Bitcoin. Since then, the Bitcoin dominance has kind of been sideways, meaning there's been no real ground that's been gained, positive or negative. It's just oscillated here a little bit. But what we're seeing now is we are seeing, once again, a break above the 200 moving average, just like we saw here, just like we saw here. Now, you can say, yes, sometimes there's fake outs, like you can see it fakes out, it goes back down below, fake out and down below. So that would obviously be something to monitor. But usually in an extended sideways period, in the same way like the May bottom price action formed in Bitcoin, after the first fake out the second time, tends to be the real thing. So obviously we don't know. You'd have to keep an eye on if it drops back below the 200 moving average again and it closes below there, then maybe altcoins start to get interesting. But this could be a signal that Bitcoin is about to outperform altcoins, and you can see when that happens, it tends to last. So this was June until September. So it tends to last for a couple of months. Once this break is a clean break and it is a real move, then we could be looking at several months of outperformance of Bitcoin over altcoins. Now this means that if this plays out in this way, it would be better to be positioned heavily or fully in Bitcoin versus altcoins for that period of Bitcoin dominance until that reverses again at some point. Again, not financial advice, I'm just pointing this out to you. I don't know how this is going to play out, but just based on what happened last time and when we get these moves in Bitcoin dominance, history proves that Bitcoin is the correct choice, and then altcoins tend to lose against or underperform against Bitcoin. So we don't know what is going to happen in the next few months. Maybe the market continues to trade sideways or lower in a bearish trend, but Bitcoin would still be the better choice if Bitcoin dominance increases. But it is also possible that what is happening geopolitically around the world, that there's just a sudden influx into Bitcoin, not into altcoins, into Bitcoin as a flight to safety for people who want to preserve their wealth, their savings in countries where things are just going crazy, right? So maybe that's what's being indicated here, that we could also potentially have a larger run up where Bitcoin can still outperform and then altcoins will follow. But either way, whether the market price action moves up or down, if this Bitcoin dominance moves up, most of the time, like historically, it will prove that Bitcoin is going to be a better play where it outperforms compared to the altcoins. Generally speaking, there may be exceptions in the bear market in 2018. There were also exceptions of altcoins that did well, but you know, how are you going to choose an exception out of 12,000 coins? It's really a bit of a looking for a needle in a haystack kind of thing. So generally speaking, if Bitcoin dominance is on the rise, Bitcoin is a better place to be positioned in until this dynamic changes. So let's see how this continues to play out. Just wanted to bring this to your attention. Hopefully it helps. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Get on my email list, first link in the description down below. Follow on Twitter, Instagram, and join our public Telegram. The links are down below, and I will see you in the next video.